Hello everyone, it is Friday. Can you believe it's already Friday? And yeah, here we are. We had a hectic morning. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a little while. But I was out here and I saw something and I wanted to show you. I have my very first red tomato of the season. So even though it's not very big, as you can see, it is red and it is my first one. So I'm a happy gal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and eat this tomato, and I will talk to you in a little while. Do you remember a while back ago I made a lemon balm tincture, right? This is lemon balm, and then I also dehydrated a whole lot of lemon balm. So today, after the morning I have had, I am going to make what is called a stress relieving lavender lemon balm iced tea. And all you need is 1 cup of fresh lemon balm leaves, or you can use a 1/2 cup of your dried lemon balm leaves. That's what I'm going to be using. And 4 sprigs of your lavender leaves. A quart of water, a little bit of honey, and we are going to be ready to make lavender lemon balm iced tea. Let me show you. Since I have chosen to use dried lemon balm, I'm actually going to make my own little bag out of it just to make it easier for straining. So this is just a little bit of cheesecloth that I've put down in the middle, and I am just going to put a little string around here, and then that way it'll be so much easier for me to be able to strain the water. So all we need is a quart of boiling water. So here is our lemon balm, my 4 little sprigs of lavender, and then I'm just going to fill this up with 1 quart of boiling water. And we are going to just set the lid on this because we don't really want to tighten it because of all that steam. And this is going to just sit for approximately 30 minutes or so. And hey, we're going to have some lavender lemon balm tea. Well, it's been 30 minutes, so I'm going to just take this off. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. And since I had some lavender leaves and that in there, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of strain this a little bit. And I'm going to put in a tablespoon of honey. You can put in whatever you prefer. The actual recipe says to use 2 tablespoons. That just seemed like a lot of honey to me. And I am just going to stick this in the fridge, let this cool, and then I'm going to try a little bit. So I'll let you know what I think about it. Very refreshing. You definitely need to be giving this one a try. For today's devotion, I just want to do something just a little bit different, and that is I'm going to start out by first telling you a little bit about my morning. My morning today started out just about like any other morning. the same routine, getting up, making coffee, letting the dogs out, letting the dogs back in, feeding the dogs, and all those wonderful things that go with the morning. That is, until my husband came home and I happened to mention to him that Missy May didn't seem to want to eat her breakfast. Well, in typical fashion, he called Missy May to come to him. Except this time, she did not respond. So we proceeded to try to look for her. He called her, no response. I called her, no response. Really not typical of her. And that's when I saw her, hiding behind my husband's recliner, and I noticed that her face, her jowls around her nose were swollen 3 to 4 times their normal size. I quickly called out to my husband, and he went to grab her, which then she went running. So yeah, what ensued was nothing less than chaos. And here, if you can imagine, 2 adults trying to get a dog out from behind the couch. Yeah, it was just craziness. Then once we got her out, we realized that she needed to get to the vets because we didn't know what she had gotten into. And I'm trying to call the vet. Meanwhile, he goes to get his car keys and he cannot find his car keys. So now we have more chaos. Now he lets go of the dog in order to try to find his car keys, and now we have to go and look for a frightened dog one more time because she is thinking her people parents maybe are a little crazy. I don't know. She's not normally frightened of us, but yeah, I'm sure that our actions and our frustrations and our emotions were scaring her. Well, yeah, that was our morning. And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, a stressful morning really does not impact life or eternity all that much. And in our situation, as I look back on it, it's rather comical. But, you know, in those longer stretches and seasons in life that are stressful, like joblessness, sickness, financial stress, or even other ongoing life events, the stresses and frustrations can seem overwhelming. So after I got home, and yes, Missy May is fine. They think it was a spider bite or a bumblebee bite, something like that, and gave her a shot of Benadryl, gave her a shot of steroids, and sent her home with some Benadryl. And it's already almost, not quite, almost back to normal. But anyways, when I got home, I asked the Lord for some guidance on where I went wrong that morning. And I found these 4 points by a gentleman named Dave Willis on his blog. And I thought that I would share them with you because we all, at one time or another, will experience the challenges and the stresses of life. And the first one is, remember that your character should always be stronger than your circumstances. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we choose to respond. Choose to keep a positive attitude and a thankful heart regardless of what you're going through. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 16 and 17 says, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Yeah. Check 1. Failed. Point number 2. Remember that your struggles always lead to strength. Every difficulty in our life, whether big or small, is something God will use to produce more strength, faith, and perseverance in our lives if we let Him. The Lord will use our pain for his purpose. Romans 8:28. And we know that all things God works for good to those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Yeah, got to work on that one too. Point number 3. Remember that God's timing is always perfect. God's plans are almost always different from our plans, but his plans are always perfect. We need to have patience to wait on his timing instead of trying to force our own plans. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Yeah. Check number 3. Failed. And point number 4, remember that God will never leave your side. We may feel like we're going through this struggle all alone, but from the moment we've asked Jesus to bring us into his family, he has never left our side. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. That one I did do. Once I realized what was happening, that I knew. I knew he was there. I knew he was there through all of it. And even though this may just be a little dog, she is our little dog. And we believe very strongly that we are called to keep our responsibilities, even when it comes to our animals, in the right order before him. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you on Monday. God bless.